This channel does not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
In today's video, we're going to talk about what is a CPN, the do's, the don'ts. I'm about to break down everything for you. Well, I'm about to break down a couple of basic things. But what is a CPN? Everybody talking about it. I'm going to get into it right now. Let's go. CPN, it stands for Credit Privacy Number. It's similar to a Social Security number. It has 9 digits. A lot of people use it. It's legal and it's illegal at the same time. And I'm about to break down what that means. So normally, the people who have CPNs are a high profile person, maybe like a celebrity, somebody in the government, CEOs, people who use their social a lot, but what it is they try to hide their identity. That's why they get it, because they use their social a lot, but they want to hide their identity. The way that you get a CPN is normally you have to go through an attorney, and a CPN is free, and you can only get a CPN one time in a lifetime. So when the attorney files for your CPN, they go through the Social Security Administration office. And like I said, it's free. You never have to pay for it. So if somebody is trying to sell you a CPN, it's either a scam or, like I said, it's illegal.
This is outrageous.
So that's the only way you can get one legally, is if you go through an attorney or the Social Security Administration office. Like I said, a lot of high profile people get this CPN to hide their identities. And the other type of people who get this CPN is people who are fresh out of jail. Maybe they got felonies, they just want to start over, because a CPN is similar to a social. It's basically the same thing as a social. A CPN, it has to be connected to a social. So when you do get a CPN, let's say you do buy it online. Number one, it's going to be illegal if you do it.
They put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing.
You could buy it, but as soon as you use it, you could go to jail.
You're stealing, right to jail.
So a lot of times what people do is they get a fake ID with a fake name and everything, and then they get the CPN, and then they create a whole new person. So the reason why CPNs is so hot right now is because people are getting this well, first, their credit is messed up. So they get a CPN, they build it up within 30 to 60 days. And then from there, what they do is they get a whole bunch of loans, they get cars, people are getting their bodies done with it. They're doing all kind of illegal things with it. And then from there, they're just dumping it off. They're just trashing it. So a lot of times that's what people are doing with the CPN. A lot of people actually make CPNs as a side hustle because it's super easy to make. Honestly, anybody can make a CPN. It's free, and a lot of people sell CPNs. A lot of credit people say, oh yeah, you could just start over your credit with a CPN, and people say, well, I'll give you a CPN and you can, get a loan now, and I'll split the, money after you get the, loan, but you got to pay all of that back. You know what I'm saying? Certain people get away with it, certain people don't. So you just got to be careful if you do have a CPN, because it's illegal. Unless you get it from the Social Security Administration office, it's illegal. As soon as you put submit on an application,
to jail right away,
you can get in trouble for that. So an easy way to make a CPN, I'm not condoning it, I'm not telling you to go do it, but the way that people make the CPN is they get the first 3 numbers, because a social, similar to a CPN, and a CPN has to be connected to a social, they get the first 3 numbers. That's called your state prefix number. So the state prefix means whatever state that you're in, And whatever year that you want your CPN to be in, make sure that those three numbers, the first three numbers, it matches up with your state prefix. So after you get those first three numbers, the other two numbers and the other four numbers, you could just make those up. Those are made up numbers. But the first three numbers, your state prefix, are the most important. So after you create this number, you go to something called a security validator. And then you type in those numbers. And then when you type in those numbers, somebody's information will come up. It'll tell you if they're a child, if they're older, sometimes even their address will come up. And then that's how people get people's information. Sometimes if you type in those numbers in this validator, nothing will come up, and then that's a blank CPN. And then a lot of people use that, and then they build up the credit on the CPN. And that's how they're able to flip them. And that's how they're able to make a bigger profit, because CPNs sell from anywhere $200 to a couple $1,000s. So when it's in this validator, it brings up all of their information. It tells you if they're dead, if they're alive.
I am going to bring TikTok back. Yes. Dead and alive.
It gives you all of this information on this person. But if nothing comes up, it's a blank CPN. What they do is they try merge it. What try merging means is that they make sure that it reports to all three credit bureaus and it's all together. Because you don't want any red flags when you're creating your CPN, because it's legal.
You right to jail.
So that's why you don't use your same address, but you could use your same name and your same birthday, but you don't use the same address. You put a different address on there. And like I said, this is a lot of people's side hustles. So the way that they build up the credit is they get inquiries on them. They go to some of these low budget places that don't do a hard pull, that does a soft pull. So some of the places that they go to build up the credit is, they could go to self-lender, they could go to road loan, they could go to MGD direct. They could also get AUs, authorized users. And once they get an authorized user, since there's nothing on this credit, is going to shoot up real fast. That's how they are able to build a CPN so fast. They're selling these, a lot of people side hustle. In my opinion, I wouldn't get a CPN because it's illegal and it's not worth it, because you could go to jail.
Believe it or not, jail right away.
Why would you go to jail over your credit? That makes no sense. The best thing to do is just get your credit fixed, because when people get these cars and they put all of this under a CPN and they're thinking that they're doing something, that they're getting away with it, it could come back to you, or you could get away with it. But what's the point of even risking and taking that chance? You got to have that over your, head. If, somebody's going to find out, it's just not worth it. Like I said, you're better off building up your credit the regular way. You see, it's a real bill. Like a lot of people, when I say they get their, bodies done and all that, what they're doing is they're putting it under a CPN, name. They're putting it under a CPN instead of their social. So they might put a down payment down, then they're putting it on their credit, or they're taking out a loan. And with this loan money, they're buying all of these different things, but that's a real bill. Somebody got to pay that back. So whether it's, all the prices raise up now, or the honest taxpayers got to pay that back, it's going to get paid back. So if you are thinking about a CPN, I say don't do it. The best way is just to build up your credit the right way. And if you do have a CPN, you might want to get rid of it, because they are cracking down on it. Like, they know what's going on and they're cracking down on it. A lot of people are going to jail. They're going to jail for a long time, even the people selling it.
Jail.
But that's up to you, whatever you want to do with it. If you do want to build up your credit and you want to build it up fast, what you do is you click the link in the bio and then you go to fix credit. And I can fix everybody's credit and you don't have to worry about any of that. And then from there, at least you'll be legit. And at least you don't have anything hovering over your head and you don't have to think about it. So that's basic information of what a CPN is And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Click the link in the bio. I hope you learned something from this video. Stay 10 toes down for what you believe in, and stay 10 steps ahead of the game of life. You know what it is. TSM, boy.